Yes, my brother. Another one, yeah? Welcome
Another
to
one.
Rum and Reasoning. Yes, people.
Can you please make sure you're liking, subscribing, and following? Because you're probably seeing the shorts.
Yeah.
You're seeing the shorts.
Yeah.
You're seeing the shorts. You're liking the shorts.
Yeah.
You're loving the shorts.
Yeah,
You're not subscribing.
people are liking the shorts.
People are liking the shorts, man. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, you're following, all that good stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. So please make sure you're doing that. So
That being done, rum time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
I was just about to jump on that.
I'm about to get into this one. So what we got today, guys? Today, this is Clement. This is a Martinique rum. This is a white rum. And for those who've been following our little rumometer, rum tasting sessions, I do not really...
No, it's not that white.
I'm not really a white rum guy. I'm not really a Rain nephew guy. When the madness takes me, I might go to a particular place and just kill the rain. But I'm not really a white rum person. So this is interesting for me. But I really like this.
Yeah. Where's it from?
Martinique.
Where's that?
I said that 2 minutes ago, bro.
Where's that?
It's in the Caribbean, bro. Come on.
Is it?
Martinique, yeah. Martinique is one of, for the geography challenge, yeah. Martinique, yeah, is one of the French-speaking Creole Caribbean countries.
Très bien.
Si.
Oh.
Oui.
Yeah, I was like, see. I was
That's
like,
a
bro.
Spanish thing,
Yeah. No. Shall I tell you who? I'm going to be honest. So this is going to cause a francophone war, yeah?
Woo.
Do you know who does a bad rum?
Who?
Do you know? We've got to get a Guadeloupe. See the
Yeah,
Guadeloupe.
we've had Guadeloupe rum on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
we had
know
the
we've had
Guadeloupe.
the Guadeloupeans?
I
This is a
found
nice one.
That the Guadeloupean thing was a bit strong. But anyway, back to what we're doing. Clement.
Nice.
Clement.
Nice.
You know what I found about this one, yeah? What I'm enjoying about this, and I think you're getting into this now because we're doing a lot of rum. You're kind of starting to get the different flavors and stuff. And all that,
Nodes.
right?
The nodes.
Yeah.
The
This has
nodes.
got like a really kind of I can only describe it as like a bit rustic. Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
like a really kind of like raw.
Yeah.
It's almost like you could taste the cane.
Yes.
You could taste the cane.
process,
in it. Yeah.
you feel it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not like
I don't know.
Not like you're on not like you're on a plantation though, but you can.
It's got a raw. It's just got a
It's
raw. It's got a
yeah.
rawness to it, and I really quite like it. If I'm being honest with you, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lick off your head, though.
Yeah, all white rum is kind of like that. It's just ethanol and it's just a bit too strong. But I would actually give this, based on the flavour.
It's better than that Jamaican one I did. I'm not gonna lie.
That was awful, man. But I would give this a mid-level, mid-tier, like 2.5.
I'd give it a 3. I think
2.5.
I think it can be. Whereas some of the other white rums, yeah, a straight lick off your head. Like you're just drinking it to lick off your head. You can actually enjoy this and take your time with it. You can enjoy it. And take your time
This is something that on a day, not really doing nothing, I might just go with my old man and just say, all right, you help me try this and watch something or whatever it is. Yeah, it's all right. Put it like this. It's a good. I would say actually, I want to go a little bit deeper on this. I would say that this is a fairly good white rum because most white rums that I taste, with the exception of Rain Nephew, it's just like drinking something that's ridiculously
paint
strong.
stripper,
But it's got no
body, no flavor.
no nothing
I
to
hear
it.
you.
Yeah, it's just like literally like ouzo or something like that. Just like, you know what I mean?
Big up all my Greek
Yeah,
brethren and that.
it's not. I'm not on that. So anyway, yeah,
Right,
good
listen,
rum. Check it out, guys. Clement.
I want to jump straight into the pod, and this is a really interesting one. Yeah,
Go for it.
it's really interesting, and it kind of poses a question. And I know you're not really a social media junkie in that way, yeah. But I think you've witnessed the kind of shift and change in men. And the question I'm going to pose, I'm going to read it very rarely. I'm like, I really want to get this one right, yeah.
Right.
The question is, social media's real impact on men. Is social media destroying men, or is it exposing men? Yeah. And hold on, I try not to date things, and we try not to do as best as we can. We try not to do topics that are in the media. Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
But
What are we going to talk about now?
there was I'm gonna kind of touch on it, breeze on it. Yeah.
Go for it.
There was an incident recently in a social media incident where there was a gentleman who exposed his views on black women. You with me?
Name names.
I don't know the brother. You with me?
Okay. So
But-
English, American,
English guy is like in social media,
white guy,
and he nah.
black guy,
Black guy.
talking about black women.
Nah, bro. He went. You haven't seen it? No. See, sometimes I got to set you because you're just off the grid. Yeah?
Sorry, yeah.
It's okay. You ain't got to be sorry. Sometimes it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's come on.
Yeah, go on.
It's almost like what
Is this,
social.
Who is this guy? He's just a random guy who
Social,
just had a viral moment.
social
or-
media brother.
He's a social media guy.
Yeah, he was on like a show, and he got highly dysregulated, and then lost it at black women. Yeah, and so you lot don't listen. Da, 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 da. Look at your weaves. Da, da, da. He went off. This
Have
one.
you got the clip?
Yeah,
Share it with me. I didn't watch it. Why are you giving them on the
Yeah, this is. Oh, I don't even know if I can find it, but I'll get it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, go on.
Anyway, I say that to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I think are a lot of conversations that men used to have kind of in the shadows or might even keep to themselves.
Yeah.
And we're kind of victims of it now being in a podcast. But social media, you're hearing, is it that social media is making us weak, or is it that it's now the opportunity to really see the dark, foolish arms ass that man's really going in with? That's really what I'm saying.
I don't think it's exposing men, but I think it is having a detrimental effect on the collective image a little bit on men. I think that what's happening is people are becoming almost like. Have you seen Ready Player One?
No, you've told me about, and I need to watch it. I'll watch it this
Yeah,
weekend.
you've got to watch it, and then we'll talk about it. We could do a whole bloody pod on that. But yeah, I think that it's that people are becoming so engrossed in the online world or the cyber world. Do you get me? That it's kind of just like shifting like the way that people interact and the way that people view things or whatever it is. And I think how that looks for men. Sorry to take it there, but I think that it's kind of demasculating. Is it emasculating?
So you think social media emasculates men?
I think that it does, because I think that some of the traits that I see
Such as?
following what you just mentioned with men on social media often the time is kind of like gossip and whining. And I don't think that gossip and whining are masculine traits typically, and I see a lot of that. I see a lot of just kind of like foolishness, for lack of a better word.
All right, let me be honest, yeah. They're exposing their ass, yeah, on these social media platforms, and to be honest, it's embarrassing. And even certain man would have looked up to back in the day, yeah. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Dame Dash interview.
Oh, stop it, man! The most recent one, where he said he's the chairman of Revolt. I don't know. They got to be setting up Dame, man.
Yeah. Do you know the problem with Dame?
I think
is even though I watch him, Dame's my guy, bro. Like,
I think that there's a media conspiracy against Dame, because let's just plan this out reasonably, yeah.
Man's got Dame, man.
No. I really thought about this, yeah. I really thought about it, right?
We try not to get like topical, but
the reason why I watched the Dame thing is because I saw that I actually saw the headline where they said that he's become the chairman of Revolt, and that's what made me go and watch the Breakfast Club thing, yeah? And then after that, I looked. This is like within 24 hours, there was just pure reports coming out. No, he's not the chairman. And I think it makes me think to myself, hold on a minute, a guy of this caliber who's done so much, yeah, he's media savvy in that. Why would he go onto the Breakfast Club and say? I think that someone in a really high position, said, you know what? No, we can't give him that win. We cannot give him that win. You know what? That's got to change. Revoke that, because he had a beef with like Leo Cohen and them big.
Dame somebody resonates with me in regards to he holds his ting. He ain't budging from his ting. He's not budging from his thing. But even someone like him, who I hear his principles and I hear, bro, man, them are just exposing, like showing their ass. And it's really sad to see from people who you looked up to.
Do you think that it's hold on, I want to understand what you're saying there. When you say that people are exposing themselves, yeah, Do you mean, for example, using Damon Dash as an example, that he is exposing himself, or that other people are exposing him?
I think he's exposing himself. Like there's something to be said about the strong silent type. There's something to be said. I think Denzel said it recently. He said, "Yo, like reduce the amount that you're out so people crave
There's
for
a
you
mystique.
more.
Yeah.
There's a mystique about you. Like
Yeah.
don't be always talking. Like the more you're talking, the more you're giving of yourself. The more. You're just enough of the man them who aren't. I'll tell you what
That's
it is.
very interesting. Yeah, go
They're
on.
just exposing themselves as complete twits, and that's how they're being.
But I want
framed.
to talk about this. I want to talk about this brother that was dissing the black girls with their hair. I want to get into that one because I don't wanna, off camera. Yeah, I saw the clip.
I don't want to get too into it because
I want to get into it.
We don't want to date it. You with me? And
I want to get into that one.
Okay,
I want to get into that
cool,
one.
no problem.
Yeah, so go on. So what are we saying about that? Because I don't understand.
It's another example for me. Yeah,
It's a bit self-hating.
of where you get. No, let me. You know what? And if any man wants to come for me, like whatever.
No one wants
yeah?
to come for you. Don't need to name people's names and stuff. But
No,
let's
but
just
the
talk
man
about
knows
the
what we're
clip.
talking about.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But we can still be
where you shove, as you said, you shove a microphone in front of certain man.
Everyone shouldn't have a microphone.
Everyone shouldn't have a microphone because everybody isn't rounded, mature, educated, and it doesn't necessarily mean educated as in formal education. Cause some of the most educated men I know aren't necessarily educated in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to represent and talk. And it seems like, and where you're talking about the self-hating, we're so desperate for attention. We're so desperate for attention. Even if what we have to say is absolute foolishness, we just want to say something. But you man weren't really willing to do your English speaking and listening presentations when it came to.
I think there's a place for it, but I think there's a place for it. I think that I agree. Everyone shouldn't necessarily have a microphone. However, who are we to judge who gets a microphone, right? I think that the challenge that we have with social media is that especially with men, is that it's damaging our collective image because sadly the worst parts, and this is all based on, and this is when you really get into, well, who's really kind of controlling it kind of thing. You open that kettle of worms, right? But it really is the worst elements of us seem to be
to rise to the top.
Yeah,
it's not the cream.
It seem to be magnified.
And
that's a challenge.
It's really painful. I'll give you an example. Yeah, one of the things that I find very interesting. Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of go off topic. Yeah?
All right, go on.
When you're talking about certain issues within wherever community it is, I always find that, let's say, for example, you're talking about issues around Israel and Palestine, yeah? Okay, I'm going to get political. You will get you'll get somebody, I always find it's like, they'll get a commentator to talk from the guy from the Jewish Times, yeah? The editor of the Jewish Times or the Jewish Chronicle or whatever it is, yeah? He will come and he'll give or they'll get the chief rabbi, for the whatever of London, yeah? You get somebody who's really informed on what the party line is for that particular group, yeah? However, because of social media or whatever, when it comes to particular issues around the black community, because of kind of podcasts and this, that, and the other, back in the day, you get somebody who's well informed.
Dark as hell.
You get a dark as hell. You might get on one side, and then you might get a Trevor Phillips on the other side. You with me?
Trevor.
Whether you agree,
he's an accomplished man.
But you'd get that balance.
Yeah.
Whereas now, bro, you're just getting some brother who's on a podcast.
Well, you can't say that because you can't.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't say that because you're conflating.
How? Tell me how conflating.
You're
Tell
conflating
me.
ridiculous points because you're talking about in the 80s and 90s when there was no new media. Yeah. So, for example, back in those days, to give you your analogy, anyone who was talking about football was a footballer, was a football manager, was a football commentator, yeah? Who usually was an ex-footballer or an ex-manager. They come from the game. Old Boys Network, yeah? What's happened with like the influx of the internet is now you've got fans who've got their own channels, like X and like Robbie or
big up Robbie,
who are just doing their own thing and giving the microphone to the average guy who sits in the stand. So you're no longer getting a something that's curated and is polished or whatever it is, you're getting the average person on the street.
I agree
There's
with you.
no problem with that.
I agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to say. And this is where and what you've said is perfect. And we love that.
Yeah.
You're right. The key word is they're fans. Fans is short for fanatics. People who are, what's beautiful? Like, you've got people
You're talking about the game, right?
who are invested and passionate, who've devoted their life,
Yeah.
season ticket holders, to this thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with social media, oftentimes it can be, do you want to come on our podcast and talk about X? Are you with me? Oh, we heard you've got 25,000 followers and such. Because you're known for chatting foolishness. You don't really have a social or political agenda of something that you want to push. Your main thing is, I just want to go viral. I just want to be controversial. Whereas what I'm talking about, and it's the same with what you're talking about. Okay, it's slightly shifted, but you have people who are of substance and are invested in this thing, who are talking about it. Robbie, what's it? Expression. I love it. What's his brother called again? What's expressions? Rants. Yeah, ransom. I love them guys. I love
Are
Rants.
they brothers?
Yeah, man. Expression
didn't know
Rants
that.
are brothers, man. Expression's little brother. Rants is the big. You can tell by their dynamic. Yeah, brilliant. Because they're fanatics. You can tell from the way they talk. They're invested in this thing. But we've given everybody a microphone.
No, we haven't given everybody a microphone. It's just that
Speaking
No,
on a podcast.
No, we haven't given everybody a microphone. It's just the nature of where the world is coming, right? So media and technology has decentralized the ability or the power that one has to put themselves out there.
Agreed.
And to kind of invest and let people know what your thoughts and opinions are and spread that out to the whole wide world web with technology. I don't think that's necessarily an issue. What I think is the issue is I think that the algorithms drive sensationalism. So because they drive sensationalism, right? For example, if you come onto one of these platforms and you say, all right, you know what? I don't know, Timmy just got straight A's. He used to be a gang leader and he's now reformed, and he's a multi-millionaire, yeah? Great point. Gets views, gets some engagement, people are happy, all right? However, if you came out and you say, oh my gosh, Timmy just went and done what they said adolescence, the storyline, and you know what I mean, and it's a craziness, and he's actually who Top Boy Duchesne was based on, and oh my god, he's running a multi-million pound empire from behind HMPs. This is what your tax paper, and to boot, Timmy came off a boat 2 years ago.
Stop the boats.
It just hits all of the thingies where it's viral. It's like, you get what I'm saying to you? So what people are doing indirectly, because they're caught in fame and they're caught in success, which isn't, I'm not saying that if you're trying to go viral that it's a negative thing, yeah? But I don't think it's a negative thing. I get it. You want to be successful at social media. I understand, yeah? Especially if that's your starting platform or that's what you're looking as your avenue to success. I get it. Go in, go hard, go 100%. But the challenge with it is it's kind of offset from manliness.
Can I say something?
So you're kind of like being a bit of a...
Can I say something? Can I say just because
you rescue me from putting my foot in it?
No. Because I've been and I've had this challenge. Yeah, I've had this challenge, and I do have a somewhat of a social media presence. Yeah, and I've worked out how I can go viral. So I looked at on the More Education page. Yeah, we've got like 600-700 posts. So we analyze what posts do well.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I looked at it. The posts that do really well, if you talk anything about like racial division or look at the system, look how the system is treating black children and us, bro. Oh my God. Thousands of views.
I don't know. I didn't know if I told you this, yeah? I think I did.
Stick up. No, go on. Go on.
Yeah. We done one of our older podcasts was about mental health.
Yeah.
And someone, a young man, because I was actually in that one, I was actually relating that, you know, I suffered with kind of like early onset depression, earlier on, like in my teens and stuff. And or I think was early onset. It wasn't clinically diagnosed, but then afterwards, basically, I kind of turned it around or whatever. And someone,
You're talking about it.
yeah, so someone sent in a message, a young man, and he was like, you know what?
What, on this pod?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was like, you know what? I'm in exactly the same place. All my friends are blah 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 blah. Whatever it is. It was a really kind of like touching message. Yeah, bruv. Like I don't know if it was a one of those ban things or whatever it is, but it didn't pop up till so much longer that we did. You get me? Like I didn't really.
So is this on rum reasoning?
Yeah,
Okay,
and I didn't
cool.
really get the opportunity to. So I then engaged with the person.
Yeah.
And was like, yo, gave him some positive words or whatever it is, and thinking. But it just shows you, right? There's something in the matrix that really kind of goes
Suppresses,
against. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that we don't use the wrong words, so that it messes with the thingy. But yeah, it kind of suppresses what we're trying to put out there. And I'm telling you now, if I came out here and said something
madness,
out of pocket.
If
About women or black women,
we're popping up.
Oh my gosh!
Listen to me.
I'd see all the comments and be able to respond to them.
I've done nearly 700 posts, and this is what I was talking about men and the desire to go viral. If I position myself, in a way where, the way they treat our black children in schools is horrible, blah blah blah, and I just kept doing that. Yeah,
ranting,
bro. Listen to me. I'm mothers, as the youth say, mothers. Yeah, I would have well over 30k followers. Yeah, and I just stuck to that line. I'm telling you, I've seen the stats. My most viral videos. I'm talking like 30, 40, 50,000.
Angry black man.
Not even angry black man. The story is, the system is against us. Look how they're treating us. Blah 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 blah. But I'm a man who knows, they've been doing that for like 50, 60 years. 50 years, I would say. 50 years. My argument is, as someone of integrity, you know, rather than going down that road, how about I show parents and give parents solutions? Yeah, but algorithms don't business about solutions. They're not interested in solutions. So I've sat down and said, you know what? Do I want to go viral? Or do I want to keep my integrity and focus on making sure that I give parents solutions? So like I did a whole book on, if you got you in secondary school, I'm not promoting it here, but if you want to, download. If you're youths in secondary school, this is what you need to do to make sure certain things don't reach them.
Yeah, that they get the right outcomes.
They get the right outcomes.
But what I think it is.
So I say that to say, you see, if a man's on going viral, that's because he sat down and made the decision. Because I've sat down there, made the decision. You know what? I'm just going to
chat pure fuckers.
I'm going to chat arms ass, or I'm going to pander to certain agendas to go viral and leverage it. I'm not saying everybody does that, because I know people have done the opposite. You with me? I know people who have done the opposite. But enough for the man, them, that's what they're on.
I think the challenge.
Can't tell me no different.
I think the challenge is, and sadly, it's not just with youth. It's with all people. Is that people have seen that social media is a route to wealth. Unlike 20 or 30 years ago, this is another route. We were talking about earlier. Yeah, this is another route where if you haven't been able to. I'm just going to say it what it is. I don't mean to be rude or to offend anyone. But if you haven't been able to make it in whatever field it is that you've been progressing, or whatever industry it is, then this is another avenue. Or if you are maybe a little bit younger and you've grown up in the social media world, this is just the avenue that you see, or you say, whoa, Mr. Beast made it. So, and there's all these other young, successful YouTubers that don't necessarily have
Speedy and them, man.
They don't necessarily have a trade or a this or whatever it is. I want to give a really good analogy. I think social media has almost become analogous to a kind of scenario where, let's imagine that you're of the finer sex, and you're working working in the movie industry, and people say to you, you know what, if you can wear a shorter skirt, you're gonna go a long way. If you can show
not Epstein, what's the other brother called?
Whoever they are, bro.
The big guy. What's his name?
Weinstein.
Weinstein, not Epstein. Weinstein.
If you could show me a little bit more cleavage, then I might be able to get you XYZ, and it goes all the way up. It goes all the way up to if you want to come and check me in my hotel room at 2 a.m. and
you'll get that film.
just wear this. I'm going to send you a link or whatever it is, and this trench coat and this outfit, and
Sound like
come
you plan this all out,
and
man.
have a drink with me or whatever it is. Blah blah blah. I think that's analogous to social media because it's really saying to you
How much
it's
you're willing to show your backside, basically.
If you are prepared to come on here and talk badly about the people in your community, you are going to pop.
Yeah.
Because this is what we support. So if you want to show a bit of cleavage, if
And
you want to get the baps out.
Do you know who's really good at this? I don't know if you ever saw, and I don't business to name her,
No, don't name her.
I am gonna name her. Why are you trying to censor me?
I'm just gonna beep it out, bro. Because
what's her name again?
it's not fair. Go on.
Basically, is a white girl from America, and she took Kevin Samuel's core talking point.
Pearl.
I thought you said you were gonna.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna beep
We're not
it.
gonna name her.
I'm gonna beep it.
No.
I'm gonna beep
Right.
it.
She took it, and in essence,
She just ran with all these points, talking
bro,
points.
she took all these talking points, then got a load of, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna look into the camera.
No, don't say it.
I don't care, Shaco. Stop censoring me.
Go on.
Desperate black people, who and it came out like how much? No.
I disagree with that.
Okay, allow my point to land, and then you can disagree with the point.
Go for it.
Yeah?
Go.
You got a load of like desperate black people on there who were dying for fame, who were dying to go viral, to say the wildest things because she inverted a lot of his things and she decontextualized them, and then allowed people to talk about them. But what she was doing is she was talking on black women, particularly on black women. Hold on, let me finish.
Go on.
Particularly on black women. But she positioned it where most of the people on her panel were black. So she's a white woman hosting a thing. Got bare black people.
I watched her show. She had the auntie.
She had the auntie.
And a lot of young women. But it wasn't only black people on the show. It was predominantly. Yeah. But you had a lot of other races on there
predominantly.
As well. Yeah.
It was predominantly
70-30.
And the people, because it was based on Kevin Samuel's
content.
Yeah,
she was one of them rip-off merchants.
A lot of it was aimed at black women. It's because of the source material. Do you understand? So the context in which he's talking about is different than the context in which she's talking about.
I disagree with that. I think that's the way that you took it.
No.
I watched the content and I didn't personally think that it was directed. I didn't think it was directed
because of the source material.
No, it wasn't because of the source material. It wasn't directed at that. It was very much generalist. However, I think the reason why you're looking at it from that perspective is because there was predominantly black people on the show. It came across as it was black men talking these sound points just about black women, but I would refute that. I can't. I can't stand behind that. I can't stand behind that.
All right, we'll agree.
But let's agree to disagree. Go on.
We'll agree to disagree. But as you said, predominantly most of the people were talking about black people, and it may have come across as if they're talking about black women.
Yeah, and the host wasn't black.
Didn't really have anything to do with what her personal agenda was. And I say that to say that just shows a desperation of just wanting to go viral. Just wanting to go viral. Most of those people who, when was she popping? Like 2 years ago, yeah?
Yeah, about that.
Yo, none of those people have leveraged that to go on to do anything. In essence, what you've done is you've sold your soul for 5 minutes of fame. For 5 minutes of fame. It comes down to something called integrity.
Yeah.
And that's what I spoke about. I said, I'm not willing for clicks and to go viral to constantly sell this idea of, the system is such and such in our children, black children in schools. I'm not willing to do that for my integrity. What I'm more willing to do is say, parents, you can advocate for your children in this way. Here are solutions, so on and so forth. Because I'm aware of the mental anguish you cause on parents by constantly saying that our children aren't going to do well, or our children aren't doing well, or so on and so forth. It's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you spin it round and you say, do you know what? Here's an example of here's a handbook of how to support
it's clout chasing, basically.
Here's how you can help your children. And you know what? Here's an organization that helps you tutor your children to get the best grades. Here are the solutions, as opposed to focusing on, look, here's another statistic. 4 out of 5 black children are excluded for blah, blah, blah. Look at the system. Such and such black girls are such and such and such and such. Bro, like, That's almost it's almost abused by content. We spoke about in another pod where the algorithm feeds you with these negative ideas. I don't want to constantly be talking negatively about black children, what's happening to black children. I'm not saying I'm ignoring it, but we already know.
I mean, my viewpoint on it is, I think that there's so many different levels to it, right? There's the online beefs, there's trolling, there is, what we didn't touch on was the body image.
What, with men or women?
Yeah, with the with women is thing, but we're talking mostly about men. But that impact that it's having on people. Do you understand? Just like the materialism impact that it's having on people. Like, social media is really changing, I think, the fabric of humanity, because it's so much, so quickly, and it's curated and it's very fake, right?
Yeah.
However, I think, just sticking to more of the talking points that we've gone through, I think that social media is not necessarily destroying men. I think that the doom scrolling, and I think that the just abundance of negativity is having a real impact on men. I think that the way that the algorithms and stuff are structured, where they promote kind of salacious content, is having a bit of an emasculating effect on men, because it's making us kind of move into our lower natures, where we're more let's do the Damon Dash, we're more turning into chatty patties and gossiping Bettys or whatever it is. Yeah, so that's a bit of an issue. But ultimately, I got a positive view on it. I think that social media is still relatively new, and I think that it will settle down. I think it will settle down as it becomes, just like TV became at a certain point a little bit old hat. And as it becomes a little bit more something that people are accustomed to, I think that the salaciousness of it will start to kind of fall away, and voices
Do you know why I
who are more
disagree?
consistent will
Because
be.
as you were saying that, yeah, literally, I was with you until you said, it's going to fall away. And I was thinking about, like, in essence, old media versus new media.
Yes.
Yeah? So when you talk about old media, in the UK, I'm going to give you a little test. Yeah. What was the UK's most popular selling newspaper?
The Sun.
Sun. And it was the News of the World.
And the News of the World.
The News of the World.
Yeah.
And
The News of the World was just about pure.
They lived on
Oh my gosh.
salacious content. And we could argue that, now I have to be really careful. We could argue that a specific media conglomerate who owns those newspapers and also owns other rather large media corporations have shifted things to make salacious news part of our everyday consumption. And I think because of that, I disagree with you. You
don't think it will settle down?
I don't think it will settle down, because if you look at that is what old media was based on, and now we've seen a knock-on effect. That's what new media's been. I tell you, so deep, yeah. And I'm going to round up on this one, yeah. I watched something, and it was about a girl who got a BBL, yeah.
Right.
And she was saying, just because I got a BBL, why are men objectifying me and see me in a sexual way? Why can't I form like proper relationships? Yeah,
Interesting. I don't think that kind of is the way that works, is it? I don't think that's the
So
way.
I say that.
I mean, do people do? I mean, I could understand. No, wait. This is an interesting point, right? I could understand somebody getting a facelift. Yeah, because father time or mother nature. Mother Nature's kind of worked its kind of process on you, and you want to reverse that. I can understand somebody getting a boob lift,
Mummy makeover.
for
confidence, mummy makeover.
confidence,
man.
right? Or
Big up yourself.
or lipo or whatever it is, just to kind of kind of bring, or even if you were just kind of, they usually say well endowed for men, right? But even if you were just a little bit kind of like less well endowed as a woman, or the whatever the equivalent is, and you wanted a bit of confidence, I can understand that. But a BBL, typically people are looking at women's rear end purely on a sexual
and traditionally
basis,
is
right?
And what? And
it's not something. It's not something that you go into the work meeting or something like that, and you're
I can hear the confusion in your voice. Yeah. And I say that to say, social media, the proliferation of pictures and images, has augmented. In essence, you get more attention if you have a certain shape, and because you want because you want attention, you.
But what type of attention?
Hold on. That's what she didn't account for. Yeah. And because that's where things were, you say, oh, in order to get any attention, sometimes you want just attention. I'm going to go and get this procedure done to my body. But what you never realized is it was sexual attention. And it's almost the same where it's about getting any attention and you don't care what the attention is.
Do you think that's analogous to social media and men?
Yes.
They just want to be heard.
They don't care. They're just willing to put it out there. And I'm saying what seems to be lost is the same way the girl is saying, I feel stripped of my a level of integrity because I'm being sexualized. But she's not thinking, I did this to be sexualized. I think what's happening with a lot of men is they're, as you say, they're saying all this stuff. And then and again, the other narrative is men don't have the same level of respect they used to. It's because you've lost your integrity. Because you're out there just saying random things. I'm going to end on that bombshell.
Yeah, I see you right, bruv. I see you right.
Bro, you're right.
No, I see you right, but I just don't think that... I don't think there's much longevity in that view for men. I think that those guys who are trying to achieve fame by being salacious, it's because this kind of speaks to our mission statement that we were talking about earlier on when we done a podcast about mission. It's a mission is a mission. It's something that you're dedicating to, right? Trying to shortcut it. What it's like. Put it like this, yeah. You got so many people I've heard that audition for the NFL and NBA or Premier League footballers, yeah. Hundreds of thousands of children who go through the system, and there's only like a very small handful of places. So what happens with people who are trying to pursue their fortunes through doing that kind of content? There's only a handful of people that make it. So ultimately, you've got to consider yourself: is it a good strategy? Because are you actually going to get what you want, or are you just kind of compromising yourself and putting out a really bad portrayal that's going to live on forever?
And the problem is it has wider ramifications,
and it's in the digital footprint. So you make us not.
Don't
I don't know. I don't want
me, bro.
I don't want to necessarily go down that route, but you definitely have an impact on the cultural image for whatever cultural group that you're representing.
And that's and just to bring it back, then that's why I used earlier on.
Yeah.
I used the editor of the Jewish Chronicle, the chief rabbi of so on and so forth, the head of the such and such mosque.
Yeah.
So when in media people are commenting on things of importance, they tend to have people who are well positioned and well informed.
Those days are done.
With unfortunately, because of
the Wild
podcasts
Wild
and
West.
social media,
It's the Wild Wild West.
yo, you've got some man. I just want to leave one point. There's one person from an African Caribbean perspective, who I always think should be one of the only people who talks. Yeah, and it's Kehinde. I want to say Kehinde Andrews.
I don't know who that is,
bro. I don't know why his name's escaped me. I'm getting old, man. I'm gonna message him.
I like to listen to Akala personally.
Yeah, no, he's older than Akala. Yeah. My man from Birmingham. Yeah, and he always, because he does it from
glasses.
Kehinde Andrews. I'm not going mad. Yeah, Kehinde Andrews. Yeah. He was professor at Birmingham University for African Caribbean Studies. He's released a good few books. I've read them. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he speaks from such an informed, whether you agree with him or not. I think there should only be certain people. Yeah. As they say, take away the mics, and they might need to take away our mics. And on that note,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that vehemently. I think everybody should get a voice.
Yeah.
I think everybody should get a voice, and I think it's incumbent upon us as the listeners to champion what we want to hear. Yeah. Ultimately, we can't devoid ourselves of the responsibility and blame the social media platforms and apps. If no one is listening to the tripe, do you get me?
But then I come against yours. Sometimes you don't want to listen, but the algorithm pushes it. So
all right, cool.
Let's wrap this up, bro.
Yes, brother. Another good one. Yeah.
Rum and Reasoning. Like,
Rum and Reasoning.
Subscribe,
share,
follow.